It is the story of the year in college football, in my opinion. After a 2-year shutdown, the UAB Blazers are now bowl eligible. A victory over Rice at home last weekend puts them 6-3. So after 2 years off the football field, Coach Bill Clark has his Blazers into a bowl game, which is phenomenal. Really excited to have a couple of minutes with Coach Bill Clark from Birmingham. And Coach, why don't we start with this amazing achievement? You're bowl eligible. You guys are back after a couple of seasons away, not only winning, but by picking up that sixth win, you know that there's this carrot, this prize at the end of the season. What's this like for you and your team, Coach?
Well, it's kind of crazy to have high expectations, but know that, we're going to have to fight every week to be competitive. And, I think the positive thing, obviously, is just that these guys have gotten better. They believed in what we were trying to do. And, to be in a really good league and fight and scratch and to kind of get to 6 wins right now is just a huge accomplishment for them and the staff. Obviously, we're not satisfied with where we are. We still got some really good teams left to play, but this was kind of something that was, one of those big goals that we set for ourselves. And to get there right now is really exciting.
Yes, Coach, very exciting. Congratulations on getting win number 6 already. I had a chance to sit down with you last fall in Birmingham. It was great to see how much work was going in behind the scenes to make sure the team would be ready to get back on the field. And it's not just your coaching staff. It's also the players who've worked really hard to be able to restore Blazers football. What's been the biggest challenge about getting back into it in 2017?
I guess really as you get into the season, prior to that, obviously, was getting to the season. So, keeping spirits up and keeping them focused and, doing all the things. And, knock on wood, they've done their grades. They've just stayed out of trouble. They've acted right. They've practiced without games. And then, of course, you get into the games, and it's hard to have experience without playing. And, I know that kind of sounds like a misnomer, but, when you hadn't played, you don't have game experience. And I've always wanted to think that I could practice and teach them everything through practice, but you just can't. You've got to go through the games and just the, college football. I mean, just the urgency, how important it is to other teams and their coaches. And, so I think we had to see some of that, the road trip, the, how you do after a loss and all those things. I think they've handled it and have gotten better.
Well, you talk about experience. That's not something that your freshman running back Spencer Brown has had a whole lot of. He comes into college football and he's taken Conference USA and the Blazers by storm. What's been the most impressive thing about watching the way that he has not only contributed on the field, but really kind of assimilated himself into this college football culture?
Well, he's just a really special, humble kid. And, I think he thanks his linemen. It hadn't got too big for him. Hopefully we can keep him humble like that. I think he will. He's just a natural guy, but he's just super strong, good balance, good vision. He reminds me a lot of my other guy, Jordan Howard, who's with the Bears. He just, he goes to work every day, doesn't say a lot, and just does his job.
We're spending a few minutes with UAB football coach Bill Clark after his team beat Rice to become bowl eligible in its first season back on the field following a 2-year shutdown. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence on CBS Sports Radio. In that last game of yours, you had a front row seat for a fantastic performance by your offense, sparked by your quarterback, A.J. Erdley, who misses on, one pass all game long, a 95% completion rate. What was that like to stand there and watch him in such a zone and your offense perform that well?
Well, then we dropped the one. It was just a straight drop. So, but, of course, we made a lot of other good catches. But he was just, he's managing the game super well. He's not turning the ball over. And, obviously that was about as good as you can do. So it was something to watch, just our efficiency, our third down. I can't remember, we were 8 for 11 or, something crazy, or 9 for 11. We were so good in the red zone. But he performed real well, ran the ball, and just is doing a really good job running our team.
Coach Clark, you guys are 5-0 at home this fall. What's the fan support been like as the Blazers return after 2 seasons away from football?
Oh, my gosh, it's been terrific. Our people are unreal. We're leading Conference USA in attendance by a pretty good margin. They've turned out so well, and our people are so excited. I mean, they really feel like obviously that they helped bring this program back. They did, and we feel like we're playing for them, and I think that's when it's fun when you're playing for your community and your school, and as I say, something bigger than themselves, and our fans are 100% part of that.
Coach, I have heard from Blazers fans on Twitter. I've heard from friends of mine, email and text, who really look forward to Blazers game days. And as you talk about, it's not just the team, it's not just your coaching staff or even the student body. It's also the Birmingham community that has really wrapped its arms around this team, around this program, and has rallied through the course of these last couple of years to stand behind you guys.
Oh, they have. And, and that's what college athletics, particularly football, is supposed to do. It's supposed to be a, event to bring your community together and galvanize them and, and interest in your school. I mean, we've gotten obviously so much media attention and so much, and how good is this for UAB and all the great things are going here with medical research. It just points such a good spotlight on your school, your city. And our city's really done a good job. We've done a good job from an administration side of really, making the games fun. And obviously we're working getting on this, to get this new stadium someday, or soon, but I think right now they've done a really good job with Legion Field and our fans are turning out.
There certainly is no substitute for fan support and fan loyalty. Coach Bill Clark is with the UAB Blazers after 2 years away. They are back on the field and bowl eligible. And it's so good to talk to you, Coach. After Hours with Amy Lawrence here on CBS Sports Radio. I keep seeing the name of your senior linebacker, Shaq Jones, everywhere. He's one of the 20 semifinalists for the Jason Witten Man of the Year Award, a brand new award that recognizes leadership. What about Shaq makes him such a good leader?
Well, first, he's one of those faces of our program that stuck around, and, he's just one of those really good people. 6'4", 248. We laugh, he looks like the Predator sometimes, when he's got all his pads on. But really just a great-hearted young man, He's got his own son. He's got a nonprofit that he started. We really had nothing to do with, that helps kids out. And then, of course, anything we do with our Children's Hospital, Children's Harbor, he'll be one of the first guys there. We're involved with Big Brothers. So he's on the NCAA Good Works team, which, there's only 11 of those guys nationally, so that's a big deal.
When Blazers football was shut down, Shaq had the chance to go somewhere else and play. He was just coming off of his freshman year. Coach, why did he stay in Birmingham?
Well, I think he's got this kind of the same story, Tevin Cruz, Darius Williams, and a lot of these guys. They really felt like this was their family, like this was a home. It was kind of like a death. And I just don't think they were ready to do anything else. And, obviously he's got a son that's not too far away, and he's from the area. So, I think each guy had his own different reasons. But I know for him, I think it was just, I think it was really about UAB and just how much he felt for this place.
Shaq is one of 15 guys who chose to stick at UAB, to stay with you and not go somewhere else and play despite 2 years off the field. What does that mean to you personally, Coach?
It kind of means everything. I think these guys almost had to be like coaches. They helped us recruit. They sold the vision to these guys when they came in. This is who I am and who the staff is and why we do things. Why do we work so hard? Why do we practice like we do? Why do we train like we do? Why is academics so important? I think I use them to say, all right, go talk to these guys, and they'll tell you why we do what we do.
That's awesome. Great to have guys like Shaq in your locker room. And speaking of that, you beat Rice to become bowl eligible last weekend. You come off the field, back into your locker room. What's it like, Coach, with all your guys around you?
Oh, it was terrific. It was. I don't know if it was as exciting as when we blocked the field goal in the last play against La Tech, or it came down to some of the last plays against Middle Tennessee. But it was really special to kind of reach that milestone, and just to get to go in there and share it with those guys. It was almost like they were waiting for me to tell them it was okay to celebrate, because we're really about, all right, what's the next win and the next game and what's in front of us. But I tell them, it's too hard to get these things, especially getting bowl eligible. So we definitely enjoyed ourselves.
Yes, well, it's supposed to be fun, right? If it wasn't, why would we do it? So, Coach Bill Clark, what's next? What are you guys looking forward to? The next goal you want to achieve?
I really think we've talked a lot about going 1-0 every week. And so immediately we calmed down, and Tevin Cruz, our senior linebacker, said, all right, it's all about San Antonio. And it's about finishing these next three games. And I think we've done that. I think, and I've talked to them a lot about, we'll celebrate all these longer than 24 hours, when we get through the season. But we've got a lot to focus on. And, when you've had some losses and how bad that feels and what that locker room looks like, you don't really want to experience that again. So they're working on really just trying to be 1-0 this week.
Well, congratulations on the success so far, being bowl eligible after 2 years off the field. It may be the story of the year in college football. You can find him on Twitter at Coach Bill Clark. He's the head football coach of the UAB Blazers. And it's on my list, Coach. I got to get down there for a game.
Well, you are invited.